beautiful people. So if you guys are seeing this, you guys were asking for my paranormal experience story. Let me just warn you, I am a crier when it comes to this kind of stuff. So, and if you're wondering why I'm in the same clothes, I really have been having trouble filming and having the motivation, so I thought, why not just film it now? So let's get into the story time. Alright guys, so this story takes place last quarter of school when I was working night shift at my job. I worked in fast food on campus and I closed. Basically, I was one of the last people to leave. And here we go. So it was a night like any other. I worked probably an 8-hour to a 6-hour shift, I'm not even sure, but I definitely was closing. I usually close with all dudes, so they would get changed really quickly because we had changing rooms and whatever, and they would get changed really quickly and they would leave. Well, I would get changed very slowly. I got to take my hair down, make sure, you know, it's good, make sure I'm not smelling. Like, it just took me a lot longer to get ready. So I was used to leaving by myself and in the dark because they would turn off all the lights, and I would just, you know, take out my phone flashlight and walk through and leave. Well, this night was just like that, and it was a normal night, and I was getting ready, got dressed, came out the room, and the lights were actually on this time. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird, but like, whatever. So I'm heading out the door. To the right, we have our workstation. So right before you head out the door, there's our workstations. It's a double-sided counter where we would make the food. And on the furthest side of the counter, I see one of the guys that I work with. And he's a tall white dude. And he's just standing and staring directly in my direction. I'm like, oh, bye, man. And I didn't hear anything back, and I just left. I don't think anything about it. I go outside to the buses, and I'm like talking to everybody that I was working with that night, but they just finished earlier than me, and we take the buses home. I was talking to him, and I was like, hey, man, I'm gonna name a man. He was just standing on the line, like for no reason. I don't know what he could be doing there. Like, we're closed, the food's put away, like nothing's happening. And the manager at the time, he was like, oh no, like, he's fine, I trust him, like, whatever. And I'm like, no, that's kind of weird. Like, he was just standing like this and not saying anything. And I was like, okay, like, whatever. I didn't bring it up to him. I was like, whatever, meh. Okay, weeks later pass, and I talked to this guy, and I'm like, hey, man, like, why are you just standing on the line? Like, that's kind of weird. You were just standing there when I told you bye a couple weeks ago. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you're stupid. Stop joking. Like, ha ha ha, you're funny. He's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, dude, like, I was leaving. I'm usually the last person to leave, but that night you were standing on the line. And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, stop freaking me out, dude. Like, don't say that. That was you. There's nobody else in the entire building. It had to be you. It looked like you. Although I don't have the best eyesight, it looked like his body figure. Like, he was redhead, white dude, tall, like super tall. And I was like, yeah, that's him. But he said it wasn't him, and I'm like freaking out. And I start crying because I'm like, oh my god, it has to be paranormal. Like, there's nobody ever in that building when I leave. So I start freaking out. And I tell the custodian ladies, and she tells me, one of them tells me that the other had heard different things in that building before, and that, like, basically that place is haunted. And I flip my shit. Oh my god. I drive home that night from work, and I'm calling my dad. I'm like, Dad, I saw a ghost. Like, it was standing there, and it didn't say anything to me. And I asked the guy if it was him, and he said it wasn't him. And there's never anybody there. Like, all the lights are always off, and I had to use my light to get out the place. And then he's like, oh my gosh, like, you saw something. And I was like, I never saw a ghost in my life. Like, I can't. Like, this is too much. I can't go to work. I'm gonna quit my job. Like, I can't do it. It was horrible. Like, I was bawling my eyes out. You guys do not understand. I've been working at this job for over a year and a half. When I close, and, you know, we close all together, whatever, they always leave before me. Always. And it's only me in the dark. Like, you guys don't understand. Like, it was so traumatizing. I've never seen a ghost. I may have heard things fall. I may have, like, got the little jitters, you know, when they say a spirit passes through you, like the whew, that's kind of weird. But I've never seen a ghost. So I'm freaking out, but still in my head I'm like, nah, there has to be something that makes sense. Maybe this dude just like has some disorder where he can't remember what he does. Like he's kind of, something's wrong with him basically. And I don't know, I just, after that I started looking at him sideways. I didn't quit my job. I just had the manager stay with me. I was like, hey, like, I'm gonna get dressed, but you stay here and we leave together. Like, I'm not leaving by myself. I'm not experiencing that ever again. I never saw anybody else in there after that. I continued to close, and then after a while, like, I was kind of over it. But when it was in its prime and I was crying like every night because I was just so traumatized, the people at my job were like making fun of me. And I know they like did in good spirits and they thought it was like funny that I saw something, but it was not funny at all. Like, everybody believed me because I'm not gonna lie about paranormal stuff. Like, why would I lie? Why would I be crying in front of people? I don't even cry in front of anybody. Like, that's not something I do. That's embarrassing for me. So I'm like, dude, I'm not lying. Like, I swear to you, this happened. And they were just like making jokes about it, and I'm just like, guys, please, like, I told you I cried. It was messed up. It didn't help the process of like healing and kind of moving on. But yeah, that's the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. And I just see it in my head, just this dude just standing like this, just standing like straight like that. And the scariest part is I couldn't see like the eyes or anything, but I saw the body, like clothes, regular clothes, jeans and a shirt, just, and I was like, oh, bye. Well, I guess he didn't, you know, wave back or whatever. It's just, man. I mean, I'm thankful that it didn't say anything and the voice was all distorted, or that it didn't come towards me, or that I didn't go over there and be like, hey, what are you doing? Like, thank goodness I'm not stupid. Like, I don't know in what world I would have went over there and be like, hey, like, what are you doing? And what if I saw something and it changes? Oh my god, like, woo. But yeah, that is the scariest paranormal experience story that I have for you today. Hopefully nothing else ever happens. I wanted to share the story because I thought it was pretty interesting. It's something that I've never experienced before, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, thumbs it up and comment something. I don't know at this point. Crying emojis. Comment crying emojis, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.